Coming up on this Christmas edition of Reel to Reel.
I'm Peggy Weber, and I'll be bringing this story about the singing priest and their extra special concert.
I'm Steve Kiltonick here at the Knights of Columbus Museum in New Haven, where a special exhibit celebrates the tradition and customs of the German creche.
And a beloved reporter retires. These stories and more are just ahead on this edition of Reel to Reel. Welcome to this Christmas edition of Reel to Reel from the Catholic Newman Center at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. Thanks so much for including us in your celebration. We begin with some very special sounds of the season today. It was a joyous and inspiring afternoon earlier this month as the singing priests of the Diocese of Springfield offered a wonderful concert at Bellamy School in Chicopee. And this event had an extra special meaning as the late Father Vernon Decoteau, the group's longtime leader, was honored. Reel to Reel's Peggy Weber was there and tells us now about this wonderful afternoon.
I'm dreaming of a
The singing priests of the Diocese of Springfield raised their voices in song at a 2-hour concert at Bellamy School in Chicopee. People lined up more than an hour before the concert to watch the 15 priests from parishes throughout the Diocese of Springfield. The priests were not just there to entertain. They also raised funds for the purchase of an organ at St. Francis of Assisi Parish in Belchertown. It was their way of honoring their brother priest, Father Vernon Decoteau, who passed away on June 1st. Father John Schaefer, the new pastor at St. Francis Parish, thanked the more than 700 at the concert and announced the organ had been ordered and should be ready for Easter Sunday, 2017. Springfield Bishop Mitchell T. Rosansky welcomed the crowd.
A couple of people asked me if I was going to sing along with my brother priest, and I said, no, we don't want to empty the hall right away at the first song. What a joy and a privilege it is to be here with my brother priest and with all of you as we come together in this concert, a real tribute to Father Vernon Decoteau.
The concert offered the chance for many priests to show their various talents. Many of the 15 priests had solos, told jokes, or read from Scripture. Father Matthew Alkenbright led the concert. He also accompanied the group on piano, arranged the music, and wrote humorous lyrics to a Christmas song that described the life of a parish priest during Christmas time.
people calling, never stopping. When our mass is this year, and amid all that
The song Silent Night was sung in English, Vietnamese, Spanish, German, and French. Father Alkenbright said that it showed the universality of the church. Also, the audience often joined in the singing and showed great enthusiasm throughout the whole concert.
It shows, I think, the unity of the church, especially the unity of the church in Springfield. Everybody from all parishes, from all the deaneries, from all the areas of the diocese come together as one church to sing.
He said the concert was both a lot of fun and a lot of work. However, he added that the priest made an extra effort to honor Father Vernon.
He enriched all of our lives with song, and so this is the most appropriate way to honor him, is through song and through a wonderful time of having everybody together. That's what he was all about. He loved having everyone together.
Father C.J. Waytakus said he and his brother priest were honored to lift their voices for their good friend and brother priest.
It just means the world because Vernon started this, and Father Vernon must be thrilled that it's continuing on after his passing, and it just means a lot to me.
The concert also highlighted Father David Darcy on the drums and Father Francis Riley on the guitar.
Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what this song's for you?
Father Riley wrote and sang a moving song in honor of Father Vernon to close the first act. The song accompanied many wonderful photos of Father Vernon, and his family was in attendance.
I want to celebrate your memory.
The concert also highlighted a great fellowship among the priests.
It is fantastic. What you don't see in the background is we're all laughing and joking about each other's parishes, and it's just a great fraternity builder. And I think it's awesome for the people to see their priests, 17 of us, laughing and joking, and I just think it's like such a vocation builder.
Father Vern would have loved to see a long line waiting for him and his fellow priests to sing. But most especially, Father Vern loved being a priest. I had the privilege to interview him shortly before his death. He spoke about the sacrament of marriage for one of our issues in the Catholic Mirror. And what came through loud and clear was how much he loved his parish and his vocation. Getting 15 priests from all around the diocese to the stage was challenging. In fact, Father Matt, who directed the whole event, said that was the biggest challenge. However, the priests found the time, and the result was spectacular. And the audience agreed. It was a memorable afternoon of music and true remembrance of Father Vernon.
May the rains fall soft.
For Reel to Reel, I'm Peggy Weber.
And until we meet again.
We'll enjoy a few more selections from our talented singing priests coming up in our show. For kids, Christmas is a magical time of year, so when students at Holyoke's Blessed Sacrament School learned that it might be a bit less joyful for children at Bay State Medical Center, they sprang into action, adopting the roles as Santa's helpers. David Martin explains.
Bay State Medical Center's Children's Hospital in Springfield will have a lot more joyful faces and the sounds of children playing thanks to students from Blessed Sacrament School in Holyoke. Members of the 8th grade class with faculty and parents delivered toys to the hospital that they had purchased from collecting donations. The toys will be used during Christmas and year-round as incentives to help patients get through treatment and therapies.
We use them for incentives during therapies. We use them for things just to cheer kids up or to make them happy, and things to keep them busy while they're staying in the hospital through all the pediatric areas that we work in. So thank you guys so much for doing this. This is huge. This is awesome, and these are going to go a long way to bring a lot of smiles to kids.
Pupils in Sister of St. Joseph Susan Swassey's 8th grade class wanted to include other students and their parents in their fundraising project. Sister Susan said what pleased her the most is that everyone in the school became involved, and also the whole parish community at Blessed Sacrament. Because of the need for toy contributions to the Children's Hospital, 8th graders took action. They placed jars in every classroom to collect coins for kids, and they also asked for donations after weekend masses at Blessed Sacrament Church. Sister Susan said students collected $700 from the Coins for Kid jars and then received $1,100 more from donations after masses. She said Bay State recommended a list online of toys to purchase for infants up to teenagers. Sister Susan said students volunteered to do the shopping with adults, so the male pupils picked what other boys would like, while female students chose what infants and girls would like. 8th grader Jillian Dietz said she, her mom, and friends searched for stores to shop at that offered the best deals, such as AC Moore, to get the most toys for the money they had to spend. Jillian learned by working with her fellow students that teamwork can go a long way.
The way children react to the gifts that they get by making them happy, it will make me want to give more to my community and to other people.
Sister Susan said her students were excited from the beginning about this project because they really want to help other kids who are ill and less fortunate, which is what they are taught in religion classes.
They're willing to go above and beyond, and it just makes me feel really, really good, and I really feel like we've really accomplished something. These are 8th graders going on to high school, and hopefully we've instilled in them that need to share and to help. And if we've done that, we've done a good job.
8th grader Matthew DeLude said it is important to think of other kids who spend an extended period in the hospital. He said they need ways of being occupied and happier so they can recuperate. Matthew was pleased to participate in this project.
Well, I learned that if you do a little deed, even if it's just like something just like $10 or something, it can always make someone's day, or a week, or just a while, and help someone out.
Bay State Medical Center's Senior Public Affairs Specialist, Keith O'Connor, who is also a member of the Blessed Sacrament School Board, said the students at Blessed Sacrament are a special group of young people.
Especially the 8th graders who got this toy drive going and raising the money. They truly understand the spirit of giving, which comes from a great Christian upbringing and Christian education that you find at Blessed Sacrament School.
Sister Susan said Blessed Sacrament students are continuing their campaign of sharing with others in the community through their Needy Family Project. Each class is helping one less fortunate household to have a better Christmas this year. For Reel to Reel, I'm David Martin.
Put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking. I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. We need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at this minute. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Hasn't snowed a single flurry, but Santa dear, I'm in a hurry. Down the chimney, got the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. The fruitcake is on something so on that evergreen vine. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder. I need a little Christmas now. So climb down the chimney, like the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Up the fruitcake, it's time we hung something so on that evergreen bough. For we need a little music, need a little laughter, need a little singing, ringing through the rafter, and we need a little snappy, happy after. We need a little Christmas now. We need a little Christmas now.
The Chalice of Salvation, your weekly spiritual connection. I'm Passionist Brother Terrence Scanlon, your Chalice host, inviting you to join us Christmas Sunday morning at 10. Celebrate the great feast of Christmas morning, December 25th, with Bishop Mitchell Rosansky as our presider. The Chalice of Salvation, your spiritual connection, Christmas morning at 10, here on 22 News.
We have a special Christmas treat for you on our website, diospringfield.org. A gallery of photos featuring many of our churches decorated for the Christmas season. You can find that at diospringfield.org. TOREEL.org.
You are watching Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. Here again is your Reel to Reel host, Sharon Roulier.
Sadly, events like that which occurred this past Monday in Berlin offer a somber reminder that the message of this season is needed now more than ever. In Germany, the customs, rituals, and beliefs of Christmas have been handed down from generation to generation, a country where the joy of the season is felt year-round. In keeping with that tradition, the Knights of Columbus Museum in New Haven is featuring an exhibit of nativity scenes from Germany. Steve Kiltonick paid a visit and prepared this story.
Germany is a country known for its picturesque landscapes, majestic mountains, charming villages, and a culture deeply rooted in spirituality. It is also a country steeped in the history and customs of Christmas. The Christian tradition of the Christmas tree originated in Germany. Here the words Frohe Weihnachten, or Merry Christmas, can be heard throughout the year. At the Knights of Columbus Museum's annual Christmas exhibit, 26 nativity scenes from Germany are featured in Creches of Germany, Tradition and Faith.
For the past 12 years, the Knights of Columbus Museum has had an annual Christmas show featuring creches. We've had creches from Poland, we've had creches from India, we've had creches from Latin America, from Canada, from all throughout Africa. And this year, we're featuring creches from Germany.
Sansky said the creches are on loan from the Museo del Principio of Rome, the Italian Friends of the Crest Association, and the Glencairn Museum in Philadelphia. The oldest recorded German creche was housed in the monastery of Füssen in Bavaria in 1252, shortly after the arrival of the followers of St. Francis of Assisi, who actually developed the concept of the nativity scene about 30 years earlier.
It was an effort by Francis to evangelize or to catechize people, to give them an understanding of the story of Christmas 1,200 years after it occurred in Bethlehem. He gathered people to play the roles of Mary and Joseph and the shepherds and the kings. And from that evolved an art form that has spread throughout Europe and now throughout the world.
While the Franciscans spread the creche from Italy to Germany, it was the Jesuits who spread it throughout Germany. During this period, German monasteries, abbeys, and churches added elaborate nativity scenes. Today, it's not unusual to find creches displayed in German churches year-round.
The creche art from Germany is very distinct because they're very much known for their artistry as wood craftsmen. So many of the creches that we have on display are of carved wood. We even have a creche here on display that is depicted inside a barrel. So the Germans use those natural elements and often even use unpainted presentations so that their artistry, their handcrafted work is more evident.
This contemporary creche scene depicts the Holy Family within the central heated room of a Bavarian home called the Stube. Another creche features a mountain village within an alpine landscape. Statues highlight traditional costumes. This creche includes a Bavarian chalet with handcrafted wood figures. A nativity in a rural setting includes papier-mâché figures made by the Maryland Company, which started producing creches in the early 1900s. The craftsmanship of a woodworker is evident in a popular German creche known as the Christmas pyramid.
This is a pyramid that is so distinct, it has candles around the base, and the warmth from the candles will turn a propeller at the top. There's a dowel and there's many levels of characters that spin as a carousel would spin.
This creche is the oldest in the collection, over 100 years old.
Again, carved completely by hand. You see that it's not painted, you see that it's surrounded by wood and roots and grass and other natural elements that enhance the artistry of the woodcrafter.
In another room is a three-dimensional landscape diorama filled with dozens of figures in traditional German regional clothing. The diorama takes viewers across the countryside, from the castles in the snow-capped mountains to rolling hills to Berlin and the birthplace of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. The creche is the focal point where all other scenes converge. In addition, items from the Knight's own Christmas collection are on display, such as this 120-square-foot Baroque Neapolitan diorama.
It follows a centuries-long tradition of putting the Christ child and the Holy Family in the center of the city of Naples. There are more than 80 figurines that are human, and there are more than 60 figurines of animals.
Displayed are creches from the Knights of Columbus's own Christmas collection, including Russia, China, Japan, Zimbabwe, a mother-of-pearl creche from Israel, and a hand-carved cedar creche from Mexico. Another Knights of Columbus holiday tradition is the Christmas Tree Festival. Elementary school students from across Connecticut create ornaments, trim, and decorate 24 trees based on the featured exhibit. So if you're looking to keep the Christmas spirit alive a little bit longer, visit the German creche exhibit. It's open until January 29th. For Reel to Reel, I'm Steve Kiltonic.
In addition to the current exhibit, on December 31st, a special fun-filled Christmas time family day will take place from noon until 3 p.m. with children's crafts and live music. And there's always free admission and parking. It's a great way to end 2016 and welcome the new year. And speaking of 2017, we at Catholic Communications will begin the new year with a change in our staff. Longtime reporter Peggy Weber will be retiring next month. Peggy has been a member of the Catholic Communications team for more than 3 decades and has written countless articles for our publications and programs. I sat down with my pal recently as we chronicled her career that ultimately was woven into the fabric of her family and her faith. Peggy Weber's byline has appeared in the Catholic Mirror magazine and its predecessor, the Catholic Observer newspaper. You've seen her reporting here on Reel to Reel and may have read her stories online at I Observe. It all goes back to 1984 when Peggy and her husband John had moved back to Springfield from Wisconsin, where they met while she was in graduate school at Marquette University. They had 2 small children at the time, and she was looking for a part-time writing job.
I contacted the Catholic Observer and see if they needed anyone to write, and they said, come on down. And so Massey was less than 1 and Carrie was 2, and I think I went down there with like my stroller and Carrie by my side and got my first assignment, and I've been writing ever since.
Over the last 3 decades, Peggy has covered many different assignments, both for print and TV, and she says one of the highlights of her career has been writing her column, Spun from the Web, which she started 31 years ago.
Went to interview the women who won the Nobel Peace Prize from Northern Ireland, and when I came back, I was writing up the regular story, and I said to Ann Gerard Flynn, who was the editor at the time, I'd like to write a sidebar of my opinion of how hard it is to be a peace mom, because as you know, you try and raise a little boy or a girl peacefully, and so you don't want to maybe have guns or whatever, and then Matthew bites into a grilled cheese sandwich and goes flop and shoots you with a grilled cheese sandwich, and so it's sort of like the whole world is around you with like influences, and so it's just sort of a funny thing. And then Anne said, that worked, let's keep writing it.
And keep writing she did, from inside Fenway Park to inside the cloistered walls of the Visitation Nuns Monastery. She covered Pope Benedict's visit to New York City and Mother Teresa of Calcutta's to UMass. But even though she has been in the same room as a saint, Peggy says her favorite interviews involved the people in the pew.
Most especially, I really like going to parishes and just talking to people. We have so many good and wonderful and faithful people who just, there's a lady that knits baby hats up in Pittsfield for newborns, and there was this man I interviewed that worked the spaghetti supper in Holyoke every week, and those are the kind of stories that touch my heart, and I like highlighting those people.
Ah, the stories. They are now being told to a new generation of Weber grandchildren. And Peggy says that even though she will miss reporting, she's made the decision to retire her reporter's hat to spend more time with her family.
You know me, I've always just loved my family, faith and friends, and so I've just felt torn, so much so that I realized that you never know how much time God's going to give anyone on this earth. And with the amount of time I want to spend with the grandchildren, it wasn't fair to work to just, always be here, not there, not able to take an assignment. So it just seemed the right thing to do.
During her retirement luncheon, Peggy introduced everyone to the little reasons why she would not be in the office beginning on January 1st. There's little Cordelia and baby Jerome, who are the children of Peggy's youngest daughter, Elizabeth, and her husband, Jeremiah. Then there is baby Killian, who's the son of Peggy's oldest daughter, Carrie, and her husband, Colum. And come March, her son Matthew and his wife Nell are expecting a little Weber. So life will be quite busy.
Well, maybe John will get better home-cooked meals, and I have to thank John. He's the one that supports me in this and inspires me to do this. I'll go to New Jersey more, frequently, or at least more easily. I'll run to Boston and look at baby Weber, and I'll hang out with Cordelia and Jerome a lot. I'll try and get to my daily masses, and I'll maybe organize a few things at home, a lot of things at home. Maybe I like baking, maybe bake some more. The kids for my birthday, knowing that I was retiring, gave me a really nice KitchenAid mixer.
We all want to wish Peggy the best in her retirement, and also she wants everyone to know that she still plans to write and cover assignments occasionally for Reel to Reel and the Catholic Mirror, so continue to look for her byline. As a matter of fact, Peggy will be overseeing the Parish Angels series, which was introduced in the current issue of the Catholic Mirror. We will certainly miss her in the office, though, but at the same time, thank her so much for being a role model to us as an exemplary journalist and woman of faith, as well as an amazing wife, mother, grandmother, and Irish bread maker. And that wraps up this Christmas edition of Reel to Reel. Our thanks to Father Gary Daly and the staff here at the Newman Catholic Center at UMass in Amherst for hosting our show today. For viewers on WWLP 22 News, be sure to join Passionist brother Terrence Scanlon tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for a very special Christmas Chalice of Salvation liturgy with Bishop Mitchell Rosansky. And join me next week at this same time as we mark the new year right here on Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. We leave you now with a final song from the Singing Priests and our best wishes for a very Merry Christmas.
Another little one for us all. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Okay. Thank you.